This is Stewart Z-Best okra, and it's getting ready to start bearing. It's already getting its little flowers, and you can see it's doing really well. Okra is Egyptian crop from ancient times, related to cotton and hibiscus, and it was developed to grow in the flooded Nile region, where they would flood it, and it would love the heat, and it's really tough. It can survive really hot weather, but it does like a lot of water. I think it's in the mallow family. This my girlfriend's father says that I have a love affair with weeds, and he's right. Even though I weeded this garden, as you can see, I've left a few plants because I can't take it. I can't kill it. This right here is a tomatillo, and I don't want to kill them because they're weeds from last year's garden that came up, and I really like them. I love tomatillos. And this right here is a wonderberry, also known as kind of like a poison nightshade, and there's a little praying mantis on it. So you can eat the wonderberry, and it was developed to be a substitute for blueberries. Anyway, that bug that just flew away I disturbed was probably going to be the lunch for the praying mantis. Anyway, that's beautiful praying mantis on a wonderberry plant. And this is Stewart Z-Best okra. If you do grow okra, you should save the seeds. They're the easiest seeds to save. All you have to do is, when you're picking your okra pods, if you forget and miss one and it gets too tough to eat, just leave it on the plant. And when the plant dies, you can cut the okra pod off, take it in the house. And then when it gets really warm in late spring, early summer, plant your okra from that pod. You should have maybe 100 seeds or more in that one pod. And when you get okra, there's so many different varieties. Make sure you get the variety that you like best, because you'll never have to buy the seed again. And you don't want to grow two different kinds together, because you'll ruin it, possibly. It won't be pure anymore. Find out what you like best, because people have been growing okra for so long. There's a lot of different types. Different okras are in different regions, and they do well in different types of climates. So one might not do well in one area where another one will. And also, it's about taste. Some people like their okra to be short, fat, have ridges, and you have to cut it early. And some people like narrow, long, ridgeless, smooth okra, which is what this is. This is a long, smooth, thin okra. There's one called Cowhorn, and they claim that it's like that, but it isn't. It's really a lot like the Clemson Spineless. It looks a whole lot the same, and it's got ridges. But this okra is my favorite because you can see that it's really unique looking. I like the leaves, they're different. I like the taste of it. I like the tenderness in its long stages. It's still pretty tender if you miss it after a few days. Anyway, you should always save the seed from your okra and not buy it anymore. Don't buy okra seed. It's ridiculous. Okra is so easy to save seeds from. It already has its own package to save it in. Anyway, I couldn't resist saving this plant. It looked like okra anyway, and I saw it out of the roll when it was really young. And I now see that it's a devil's claw plant, also known as ram's horn herb. My girlfriend found that out. I didn't know what it was. It's kind of sticky feeling and it has a really nice smell. It's got all these little trichomes all over its leaves. They're just everywhere. And the smell of that flower is amazing. It's used as medicine everywhere. But anyway, this one's known as ram's horn herb. And look at the flowers. They're just as beautiful as a catalpa flower or a paulownia flower, or maybe even a snapdragon or a pansy. And they're huge. And that's going to be a devil's claw thing, which they use for medicine. It's called devil's claw because it makes this double claw looking fruit that kind of looks like an okra pod, and it actually catches on deer and peccaries' feet and other animals' feet. They're really not sure of the origin of these type of plants. Some people think they're from Africa, some people think that they're from the Americas, but really we can't really be sure what anything is from because there's so many different types of animals that have gone extinct and plants that have gone extinct in certain continents. And then we find out later on that the animal actually came from one of the continents that it's now extinct from. So we don't know anything about plants either. And so they're really wondering where these actually came from. Well, they came from Earth, so it doesn't really matter. And I don't believe in native, I believe in endemic. There's no native. Everything travels around. You'll notice these people that worry about natives, they're real concerned about islands. And everything on a volcanic island came from somewhere else to start with, so they just adapted a little bit, and they adapt quickly. Anyway, this is a beautiful weed, and I just can't kill it. I'm really bad about weeding. I got these weeds up with a special hoe that I got at a garage sale for $3. The hoe is called a stirrup hoe, and it's real easy to use. That's it right there. It's so easy to use. You just take it and you take the weed and just go back and forth, and there it is. It's already up. It just rips them right up. It's way better than a regular hoe. I'm telling you, it really is. My first regular hoe was given to me by an old man named Mr. McKenzie, and he told me the best way to sharpen a hoe is to use it daily if you can, and the best way to preserve the wood on a hoe is to let you sweat all over that handle. The salt and the oils preserve that handle and keep it out of the rain. And he's right, because the hoe he gave me, the handle became petrified before he even gave it to me. It was petrified. I kept it for a long time. Then I had to move. And, well, my family made me sell it. My mom. I had to get rid of everything when we moved. But a geologist bought it for the petrified wood. I'm just joking about that. Anyway, there's the okra garden already. And this okra is going to be big. You just wait. So this is the okra garden. And the reason it's close to the house is because deer like to eat okra, and you have to pick it every day or every other day. You got to pick it a lot. And the way to stop deer from eating the okra, I've discovered, is you take a couple of eggs and you whip them up in a sprayer and shake them up real good, and then spray eggs, like 1 or 2 eggs in a half gallon of water, and you can put a spray of perfume or cologne in there while you're at it, and deer won't touch it anymore. You see, they're not touching this okra, but they were. Even the rabbits were, even here close to the house, because I've got a forest right next door. But they aren't touching it anymore. It really works. The eggs and water work. It's not that it scares them off or that it stinks or anything. It's that it just doesn't taste good anymore. I mean, the eggs are just nasty. I'm sure that after it rains, you should spray another egg on there. I've got a lot of chickens. See? Got a lot of chickens. And I don't eat eggs. My dogs do. They're always eating eggs. You eat eggs? So, I have plenty of eggs to waste, but it's not wasting because it really works.